Our next lesson is multiply decimals by whole numbers. This is lesson number 3 of chapter 3. This should be viewed after estimating products is viewed. Okay. The overall chapter essential question is how can estimating be useful? Okay, so we've had two major examples of how it can be useful. Adding and subtracting decimals has helped us have a reasonable idea. All right. Excuse me. And we can also do it in products to see if it's reasonably close to what our products should look like. All right. The lesson essential question is how can estimating products help you to place the decimal correctly? Okay, because if you can at least estimate, you can see where it should be close to where the decimal will be. But I answered that too quickly. Oh well. All right, the first example, again, we read, okay, it says find 4 times 0.83. All right, if we estimate that real quick, we find that 0.83 rounds up to 1, and 4 times 1 is 4, so it should be somewhere in the 4, around 4. You take 0.83 and multiply it by 4, and you find out that it comes up to 3.32. Okay, now there's something going on here. Okay, there are two numbers behind the decimal, these two numbers. So that means we got to make sure that we give our answer 2 decimal places. Okay, now, and it goes right here. Sorry, it doesn't go. Let me get that a little bit more exact. Okay, that means we got to give this 2 decimal places. 1, 2. Gee whiz, my board is off. Awesome. Okay, favorite thing in the world. Pause. Okay, back. All right, here we go. 2 wubbles. Okay, and I call these wubbles. All right, 1, 2. All right, decimal place goes right there. Right? We had 2 points behind the decimal. We had 2 numbers behind the decimal to the right of the decimal, and so we had to give it 2 decimal places in our answer. Okay. Now, in class, you will learn a little hand gesture. You should remember them, that when multiplying decimals, you have to give it decimal points, that you have to give it its wubbas. All right? Try to remember that. Okay, so they want to find 3 times 14.2. It's 14.2 3 times, right? You estimate by rounding 14.2 to 14. You round this number right here. Okay? And then we actually do the multiplication. 14.2 times 3 is 42.6. Okay? But when we actually do the multiplication out, which we will, we have to give ourselves 1 wubba, right? Ba-bow. See, it goes right there. Excellent. Okay. Next slide. Okay, again, let's just look at it. All right? You estimate, right? 4 times what? 4 times 0.95. You round the 0 up to 1. And 4 times 1 is 4. Okay? We have, this is about 4. Let me see what they did on the last slide. Right? Okay. What is it? 1, I guess? Yeah, is that what they're trying to say here? Is just 1, right? I don't know. I don't know what they want here in that blank. Okay, use the bar diagram to find the product. All right, it's 4 groups of 0.95. All right, that's why I'm going to put that in here. I don't know what they expect right there. In that other place, I have no idea. Question mark. Okay, so we do this. We multiply 0.95 times 4. Okay, 5 times 4 is 20. 0 carry the 2. Right, 4 times 9 is 18. 4 times 9 is 36, plus 2 is 38. And 4 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. Okay, now how many decimal places? So 0.95 has 2 decimal places, right? That's why I put that arrow. And then we try to place the decimal to 2 places from the right. So we got to go in 2 places. And we go 1, 2. So it'd be, check for reasonableness, 3.8 is approximately 4. Excellent. All right, we'll do some examples. I'll probably have to move these around. Let me see if I can real quick. Excellent, I can move them around immediately. Okay, we'll move them down here, because I don't know how much in the way they'll be. Okay, so, right, 5 times 0.25, 0.25 times 5. right? If you want to estimate it, make sure it looks kind of good. 5 times, so you would estimate this down to, well, there, let's do it. We'll do it differently. Okay, 25, 5 times 5 is 25, carry the 2. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 2 is 12, 2, carry the 1, 0, 2, and then we do 2 wubbles.
Pardon the interruption, at this time.
And that means our decimal point goes right after the 1. So it's 1.25. Let's check for reasonableness. The problem is that 0.25, I would round down to 0, right? So you'd have 0 times 5, which equals 0, and I guess that's relatively close. Okay? Look, let's read it through here. Okay. B, we can do it right here. Scroll down. Okay, so we have 4.47 times 8. Okay? 7 times 8, 48, so 7 times 7 is 49. Add 7 more, that's 56. It's supposed to be 6. Carry the 5. 4 times 8 is what, 32, plus 5 is 37. Carry the 3. And 4 times 8 is again 32, plus 3 is 35. Okay? Now we got to figure out how many wubbles to give it. We have 2 decimal places, so we got to give it 2 decimal places. 1, 2. Okay, now we need to check for reasonableness. 4.47, right? We're going to round this number to 4 times 8 is 32, and 35.76 is reasonable to 32. Excellent. Here, extend the page, excellent. Okay, so then we have, last but not least, 2.63 times 9. 3 times 9 is 70, 3 times 9 is 27. 6 times 9 is what? 36, 45, 54, 54, 55, 56. Carry the 5. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 3 is 23. We have 2 decimals, so we got to give it 2. And we come up with 23.67. Check for reasonableness. 2.63 rounds up to 3. So 9 times 3 is 27. And look, it's all right. All right. Okay, we'll talk more about this rounding and this product stuff as we in class. Let's go talk about it now. See, now look. 9 times 2.63 is 23.67. Should it be more or less than 9 times 3? It should be less than 9 times 3, right? So if this number, 23.67, were greater than 27, that's a problem. Okay? So that's why we're checking this. And up here on B, we got 35.76. And we took 4 times 8 is equal to 32. It should be more than 32, but it really shouldn't be, too much more than 32. And 35 is about right, right? So really, if you wanted to double check over here, 5 times 8 is 40, all right? And this number here should be between 32 and 40. If you really want to double check for reasonableness, make sure you just haven't completely blown out your number out of control. You can do that. You can check the high number, round up, and then round down of the decimal, and that'll give you an idea of what your number should fall between every time. Okay, sorry about that. That was a small aside. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to do this one real quick. Okay, is this right? Is there something in the way here? Oh, look, there's something in the way. Whoops. Okay, sorry, that had to be moved. Okay, so it says find 2 times 0.018. Okay, this one, checking for reasonableness, there's really no need. So we're not even going to worry about checking for reasonableness here because it's going to round to 0, and 2 times 0 is 0. Okay, so, they checked by adding. Sure, That's a good way to do it, as long as it's only 2 times and not, 4 times. Because then you have to add 4 times. I don't know if I agree with that. All right, you check by adding, and 0, 0. Great, that's great. Okay. All right, let's check this one. Okay, 2 times 4 is 8. Times 1 is 4. Times 0, 0. 0.012 has 3 decimal places. Look, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have to annex a 0. And the reason why they ask for that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Technically, we had to annex a 0 there, but actually, we just did the math. Okay, so I don't really know if I agree with that either. Annexing 0. This 0 is already there. Then they check by adding, which I don't know if I agree with that, because that's a lot of extra work. But in the book, we'll do it. You don't have to do it on your homework. Gee whiz, I totally messed this up, huh? I didn't fix this. Okay, F, E, B. I thought I checked all this. I apologize, guys. Anyway, okay, so do some quick. You don't have to check for estimations on this. Don't have to estimate these. 0.02 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, do the zeros. Okay, and then that way when you annex, you don't have to annex anything. All right, you got to give it 2 decimal places. So it's 0.06. Right, and then I'll just keep this right here. 0.12 times 8. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1 is 9. Right, and 0. I do that so I really don't have to annex zeros. And that makes it look nice. So 0.12 times 8 is 0.96. And checking that would be ridiculous. We'd have to add 0.12 8 times. No, not going to do it. Okay, 0.045 times 11. 5400. Now we got to annex a 0. 5400. 9400. We need 3, so we have to give it 3 wubbas. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Okay, shouldn't be too hard. Okay, you really should be able to breeze through this. Okay, and now they have a big crazy one here, right? A batch of trail mix calls for 1.2 pounds of dry cereal. Nigella is making 5 batches of trail mix. She already has 2.2 pounds of cereal. How many more pounds of dry cereal does she need? Okay, this is going to take some time to do this, right? So the first thing that they do is they multiply. Right? They multiply 1.2 times 5 to figure out that she needs, what? This many pounds of dry cereal. So then what they do is they take the 6 and subtract 2.2 pounds because she has 2.2 pounds. That's where she get it. Already has 2.2 pounds. Okay? So they subtract the 2.2 pounds. She comes up with she needs 3.8 pounds. Excellent. And over here you saw how they did this. No biggie, right? 1. They had to give it 1. They give it 1. It goes there. Excellent. All right. Please start on the guided practice if you haven't done it in class already. If you have done it in class, I guess you don't need to do it. If you're just watching this as a review. Thank you.